In the quiet red earth village of Umualu, where the morning sun rose slowly behind tall palm trees and the evening air carried the smell of wood smoke and roasting yam, life moved gently like an old song that everyone knew by heart. Children ran barefoot along narrow footpaths. Women gathered at the stream, laughing as they washed clothes. Men returned from the farms at sunset with hose resting on tired shoulders. Among the small mud houses at the edge of the village lived two brothers, Obina, the elder, and Chika, the younger. Long before Chika could understand the meaning of loss, death had already visited their home. Their parents died within the same year, leaving behind only silence, and two frightened boys. From that moment, Obina's childhood ended. He was still young, too young to carry the weight of a family, but the world does not wait for readiness. So he rose before dawn each day, went to the farm, and worked until his hands hardened like dry wood. He became everything at once. A brother, a father, a protector, a sacrifice. The years of sacrifice. Obina believed in only one dream. Chika must go to school, even when the harvest was poor, even when hunger sat with him at night, even when other young men wore fine clothes and attended village dances. Obina stayed in the farm. Sometimes he sold the last basket of cassava and drank only water so Chika could pay school fees. Sometimes he patched Chika's torn uniform while his own clothes remained worn and faded. At night, when the lantern burned weakly and insects sang in the darkness, Obina would watch Chika reading. That sight alone fed his heart. "Study well," he would whisper. "Your future will become the light of this family." Chika would nod, not fully understanding the price being paid for his tomorrow. They journeyed to the city. Years passed like slow river water smoothing rough stones. Chika grew tall. His mind became sharp. Teachers praised him. Soon, the day came when he left Umualu for the great city, a place of noise, tall buildings, rushing people, and endless opportunity. The whole village gathered to pray for him. Obina stood quietly behind the crowd, hiding tears that refused to stay hidden. He had never traveled far from the village. But through Chika, he felt as if his own life was going forward. When wealth arrived, time moved on. At first letters came, then phone calls, then silence, followed suddenly by success. Chika had entered business. Money began to flow, doors opened, power followed wealth like a shadow. One bright December afternoon, news spread like wildfire. Chika is coming home. But this was not the skinny boy who once left with a small bag. He returned in a shining car that reflected the sun. He wore expensive clothes. People surrounded him, calling him sir. Drums sounded. Dancers rejoiced. Voices praised his greatness. Only Obina remained quiet, not from jealousy, but from a deep, gentle pride. "My brother has become great," he whispered. The slow change of the heart. Wealth is not evil, but sometimes it speaks too loudly. Little by little, Chika began to change. He no longer sat outside with Obina in the evenings. He stopped eating simple village meals. His visits became short, then rare, then almost non-existent. The laughter they once shared disappeared. Soon, whispers began moving through Umualu like dry leaves in harmattan wind. Chika wanted the family land. The same land Obina had farmed for years. The same land that fed them when they were orphans. The same land that paid Chika's school fees. Still, Obina refused to believe it. "Blood cannot fight blood," he said softly. But the day of truth arrived. The day of pain. The sun was high and hot when Chika came with strangers holding official papers. His voice was firm, cold, unfamiliar. "This land is now mine," he said. "You are old. Move aside and let development come." The words struck deeper than any knife. For a long moment, silence covered the farm. Obina looked at him, not as a rich man, but as the small boy he once carried on his back through floodwater. Finally, he spoke, slowly and peacefully. "If the land makes you forget who lifted you, then take it. But remember, a man who cuts his roots cannot stand when the storm comes." Chika turned away without regret. And that day, something invisible broke between them. When the storm came, storms never announced themselves. Months later, trouble rose in the city. Business partners betrayed Chika. Money disappeared. Death closed around him like darkness. The same friends who praised him vanished. Soon, he had nothing left. No wealth, no power, no pride, Only Shem remained, and Shem knows the road back home. They returned to Umualu. One quiet evening, a tired figure walked slowly into Umualu. No shining car, no fine clothes, no crowd, only dust and regret. Chika went straight to the farm. There stood Obinna, planting new yam seedlings, just as he had done for many years. Chika's strength failed. He fell to his knees on the red soil. "Brother, forgive me." The wind moved gently through the palm trees. Birds sang softly, as if waiting for an answer. Obinna dropped his hoe. For a moment, he simply looked at the broken man before him. Then, with deep tenderness, he lifted Chika up. "A child who gets lost can still find the road home," he said. "You are my brother. That will never change." The true meaning of wealth. Tears flowed freely, washing away pride, anger, and years of distance. In that simple farm, far from the noise of the city, Chika discovered a truth greater than money. Wealth can build houses, but only love builds home. From that day, the brothers walked side by side. Not as rich and poor, not as master and servants, but as family. And the people of Umualu would later tell their children, "Never forget the hand that lifted you." Because gratitude is the root from which every true blessing grows. Moral lesson: true greatness is not measured by wealth, but by gratitude, humility, and love.